Chapter 2. Steady through the storm. Okay, Chapter 2 marks a really significant shift, doesn't it? We move from the intense confusion Arjun experienced to the dawn of clarity. Krishna begins his powerful response to Arjun's crisis. He starts offering this foundational wisdom that profoundly transforms how we engage with the world around us.
Krishna reveals a deep truth here. We often become deeply entangled in external validation, chasing wealth, status, superficial relationships. But life's ultimate aim, he explains, isn't to be shackled by these material attachments. Instead, it's to rise above them through heightened awareness and a clear sense of purpose. True success, he posits, lies in cultivating inner stability, not merely in achieving those outward wins. That inner steadiness is fundamentally the starting point for achieving any form of outer excellence.
And Kadam beautifully illustrates how the three guna, sattva, rajas, and tamas, these sort of underlying energies, silently shape our minds and actions. Sattva brings clarity, purity, ethics. Rajas, well, that's the energy-driving ambition, but it can also lead to restlessness. And tamas, which can manifest as inertia, confusion.
Right, and recognizing when rajas, that ambition, pushes you towards burnout, or when tamas, inertia, slows crucial momentum, or even when sattva, idealism, kind of loses its grip on practical execution, that becomes vital self-awareness for any leader. It's about intelligently engaging with these forces, not trying to suppress them. Awareness isn't escape, it's intelligent engagement.
A core lesson from this chapter, I think, is equanimity. That remarkable ability to stay steady and composed through both success and failure, pleasure and pain. Krishna shows that clinging to outcomes inevitably breeds suffering. True wisdom, then, lies in detaching from the result and remaining fully devoted to the effort itself.
Yeah, and our fear and doubt, they often stem directly from attaching our self-worth to these fleeting external metrics. Job titles, accumulated wealth, even digital applause on social media. By consciously seeing our value as extending far beyond these temporary measures, we build the inner spine necessary to withstand setbacks. Challenges in this transformed perspective, they become opportunities for growth, not just sources of deep despair.
The chapter also introduces Buddhi Yoga, the discipline of intellect. This guides our decisions with wisdom rather than, fleeting whim. In our noisy, overstimulated world, this discipline cuts through the chaos. It grounds us in reason by teaching us to pause and listen inward. It's about making discerning choices rather than just reacting all the time.
And Krishna directly addresses Arjun's hesitation with that powerful injunction. Stand up for what is right and act. He quotes, "If you do not fight this righteous war, then you will fail in your duty and lose your reputation as a warrior." His message is crystal clear. Shirking responsibility when courage is truly demanded isn't neutrality. It's a profound failure of purpose. There are undeniable moments in life when fear or doubt intensely tempt us to sidestep what is necessary. And influence, well, influence isn't merely what you preach, it's powerfully and consistently demonstrated by what you practice.
That resonates deeply, especially with leaders who frequently face decisions that, while protecting the core purpose of their organization, might strain relationships. Think of a manager who has to let go of an underperforming employee for the greater good of the team, or a founder who must pivot the company's entire strategy to save its core mission. Avoiding that discomfort might feel safer in the short term, right? But does it truly serve the long-term vision and purpose?
Exactly. The clear message here is one of fortitude, standing firm in your defined role for what absolutely must be done. And crucially, not acting out of fleeting emotions or ego. The reputation that truly matters, the one that endures, is built on the consistency of purpose and ethical action, not on seeking transient popularity.
Krishna then brings us to equilibrium in all situations, with that powerful quote, "Treat pleasure and pain, gain and loss, victory and defeat alike. Prepare for the battle ahead." This verse profoundly articulates the principle of equanimity, that emotional balance that remains steadfast and unshaken regardless of the outcome.
Life, in its essence, is like a pendulum constantly swinging between moments of success and moments of failure. When we allow our self-worth and emotional state to be entirely pegged to the winds, we experience intense euphoria when they soar, only to plummet into despair when they dip. Equanimity, as Krishna teaches, cuts that cord. It empowers you to act with unwavering integrity, to give your absolute best effort, and then, crucially, to let go of attachment to the outcome. Equanimity is not indifference. It is profound engagement without that emotional volatility.
The leader who genuinely stays unshaken in the face of adversity is the one who decides with calm reason, not with panic. The entrepreneur who builds from deeply held principles is the one who stays the course, even when challenges seem overwhelming. And this isn't about detachment in the sense of not caring. It's about a much deeper engagement, one that is firmly rooted in a profound sense of awareness.
Which leads directly to the core teaching. Focus on efforts, not just outcomes. Citing, you have control over action alone, never its fruits. Do not let the fruits be your motive, but do not be attached to inaction. This introduces a cornerstone principle from the Gita. We are fundamentally responsible for our effort, not for the results. It powerfully urges us to act with full commitment, yet not to be swayed or defined by the outcome. Play with purpose. The score ultimately will follow.
By shifting our focus from the ultimate results to the quality and consistency of our effort, we free ourselves from a tremendous amount of unnecessary stress and anxiety. The book highlights that genuine growth comes from committing fully and wholeheartedly to the process itself. Entrepreneurs who deeply embrace this mindset find profound joy in the very act of building their vision, rather than solely fixating on hitting specific milestones.
And Krishna also provides a crucial warning against inaction. Avoiding effort simply out of fear or staying passive because the path ahead seems too hard, these are both presented as potent forms of self-sabotage. Inaction, he suggests, is a greater loss than even outright failure.
Okay, this brings us to the entrepreneurial framework here. Seeing through illusion. Successful entrepreneurs, Kadam suggests, actively train their minds to spot subtle market patterns and to distinguish genuine opportunities from mere hype. They stay firmly anchored in their core mission rather than constantly chasing fleeting short-term trends. Strategic clarity in this context means making decisions that are deeply rooted in your venture's true north, that unwavering internal compass guiding your business.
Yeah, and Kadam's insight here isn't just focus on what lasts. He provides frameworks to rigorously test your, shiny new thing against your true north. Think of a founder asking, is this just market hype or is it a foundational shift that defines our next 5 years of value? This disciplined questioning cuts through the illusion of quick wins. A disciplined mind sees through illusions and builds for what truly lasts, not what's momentarily shiny.
So when all that market hype calls to you, the book advises you to pause and ask, does this truly align with my true north? Will this still matter 5 years from now? The wisdom here is to act on what genuinely aligns with your core purpose, not on what merely impresses others in the moment.
Right, so with strategic clarity now firmly in place, the next challenge, as illuminated by the Gita, is executing with unwavering discipline.